Because what we're seeing, innovation happens, right? Like we've seen the industrial age, the agricultural age, the partnership age, and there's always some innovation, and there's always fear and anxiety, and there's always collateral damage, right? The difference here is that they're all happening at the exact same time. Fear and anxiety, mass adoption, and collateral damage, right? And that's why we can't handle it, because we don't have time to process which one we should focus on.
Yeah, that's a
That's it.
really good point because in those other times, like I imagine in the industrial age, you had to like build the factories. People saw the factories coming to town, they were worried, but it was years until there was a factory built. And so at that point, people had a lot of time to adjust. But we're seeing it so quickly where our jobs are changing right now.
And you look, I think if you look at each one was shorter than the last one. If you go back to the agricultural age and then move up all the way to the internet age, each one gets shorter. But to your point, there was a gradual rollout of it just because the most of those technologies require some infrastructure, right? You can't roll out the internet without the cable. You can't roll out mobile phones without a cellular network. But this one, it just happened, right?
Yeah.
And there, to me, I look at it from a multiple lens. I look at it as a technologist who's been in the business for 30 years. I look at it as an African American who's seen discrimination as it relates to technology. And I think on both sides, there's opportunity. On the technologist side, all of us know that the barrier to entry in technology was always competency in a programming language, competency in mathematics. So there were many people who had ideas, but because they couldn't cross that barrier, they couldn't create. Well, now, if you can articulate the details to an LLM, you can create the thing that you didn't have that barrier to create before. But how often do you hear that articulated in the day-to-day interactions about AI?